ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 35, verse number 10 and 11. This is Yugal Geet sung by the gopis remembering Krishna when he is in the forest. So in the previous slokas we read about the rivers, and then we read about Munchargiri Tatesu. So now he is describing about the birds from the lake who became attracted to him. दर्शनीय तिलको वनमाला दिव्य गंध तुलसी मधुमत्तै अलघु गीतम अभीष्टम माद्रियनियर्हि संधित वेणु सरसी सारस हंस विहंगाश्चारु गीत हृत चेतसेत्य हरिमुपासते यत चित्ता हंत मीलित दृशो धृत मौनः. So Krishna is described as Darshaniya Tilak. He is the best of beautiful people, and he is decorated with a forest garland, vanmala, which has nice tulsi leaves in it, and this tulsi has divya gandha, it has divine fragrance in it. And from that fragrance the alikula is intoxicated, the brahmaras or the bees. So the bees are called here as ali. So ali means they are full, and that's why they are singing. So they are complete intoxicated both, therefore they sing. And when they sing, they are not singing some small song, so they are singing alaghu geetam, because there is nothing else to do. They are fully satisfied. So alaghu means long, it can also mean loud. And this caught attention of Krishna, so therefore he also played his flute, giving respect to them. And hearing this, Sarasi Sarasa Hamsa Vihanga, the birds like Sarasa, crane and swan, they came being captivated, or their hearts being captivated by that song. And coming out, they worship him, and they are in complete meditation, yata chitta. So upasana is to be done with focused mind. So therefore it says harim upasate yata chitta. So their mind is not wandering here and there. They are absolutely focused, and so much focused that they are keeping their eyes shut, milita drisho, and not making any sound. Means they stopped the activities of their senses except that of the ears. So this is how they are meditating on Krishna. So although Krishna is described here as most beautiful, or like tilak of those who are beautiful, tilak is put on forehead, which is the top part of the body, so as if he is been ornamented because of his beauty. But these birds, they are not seeing his beauty, because they are called here as milita drisha. Their eyes are closed. So why the eyes are closed? Because the song is so nice that they just want to hear the song. They don't want to even look at it. So that shows the power of his flute sound, that it is transcending his beauty. There is a competition between two of his qualities, Rupa and Shabda. So between form and sound, which is important there. What is that statement? Bapu is, what is that? Vani is more important than Bapu. Right? So this is the formula here. So Shabda is more important than the form. The birds, because these birds are not ordinary bird, one is called Sarasa, so he is completely in Rasa, or he is the Sara, he knows the essence. Another is Hamsa. Hamsa means one who knows the distinction between what is right, what is wrong, who can discriminate between milk and water, is called Hamsa, right? So means he is highly learned person. So therefore he is discriminating. He is only focusing on the sound. And Charu Geet, the song is Charu. It is very enchanting, beautiful. So this is how they are worshipping him, through meditation, with focused mind. So Sri Vishnu says that Griha Ramanam eva Tarulatanam Vaishnavatam Uktva Atma Ramanam eva Hamsa Sarasadinam Venu Shravan Hetukam Vishnu Upasana Mahu. So in the previous couplet he spoke about the one Lata Taru. So he says that this Taru Lata or Lata Tarva, there it was said Lata first, Taru second. So he says they are like the Griharam, or who take pleasure in the house. And then they are Vaishnavas because they were also Manlatas Tarva Atmani Vishnu Vyanjante Puspaladya, because they are worshipping him by their fruits and flowers. So now he is talking about Atma Ramanamiva. So from Griha Rama he comes to Atma Rama. That this Sarasa and Hamsa, they are like Atma Ramas. Because Hamsa word, that's what you heard, Soham, Soham. So if you change Soham, it becomes Hamsa. Because Soham is nothing but Sa, Ham. So if you twist it other way around, that becomes Hamsa. That's why he is Atma Rama. Otherwise, how is he Atma Rama? Because Soham means I am that, I am the self. And Hamsa is just, this is Parokshavad. Parokshvada chamam priya. Parokshvada rasya. Paroksham mam cha priya. So the sages speak indirectly, so instead of saying Soham, they are saying Hamsa. So there is one type of pranayam in which you do pranayam like that. That you breathe in, so you say so, and then you breathe out, hum. You have to meditate like that. So these birds are, and the other ones are sarasas. They are even better than hamsas because they are fully dipped in rasa. So they are also Vaishnavas. That's why he says that Griha Ramanam eva Tarulatanam Vaishnavatam Uktva Atma Ramanam eva Hamsarasadinam Venu Shravan Hetukam Vishnu Upasana Mahu. So he is describing Upasana of Vishnu done by the Hansas and Sarasa, these birds, and how or what is causing them. It says Venu Shravan Hetukam. It is because of the flute. So they hear the flute and then they worship him. So Darshaniyam means Drashtum Arham. And here Pratta in Arha Artha means he is worthy of seeing. And Tilakam means he is the best. Or he says Tilakam Garikadi Mayam Yasyasa. So one meaning is that his tilak is very beautiful, that's all. So Darsaniya Tilaka means that who has got a very beautiful tilak on his forehead, made from the garik, this gero color. Or says Darshaniyashu Ati Sundareshu Madhye Tilaka Tulyeti. Or the other meaning is that is like the tilaka, or like the tilak among those who are most beautiful, Ati Sundar. And then he is having one mala. So Darshaniya Tilko, one mala. So what is called one mala? The straightforward meaning of one mala is the forest garland, which means made from forest flowers. So one pushpai nirmita mala, one mala. So he says that one mala means pancha varna patra pushpamayi. So there are two descriptions given about one mala, because Krishna is called one mali. In Hindi you hear the word banwari many times. This banwari is nothing but one mali. One mali became banwari. So one description is that one mala is that which has got 5 colors of flowers in it, flowers and leaves. That is one description. Other description is that garland which is long to touch your knees, that is called one mala. Ajanu lambani mala, and should have kadamba flower in the middle. So he says that it is panchavarna patra pushpamayi. It is made of the 5 colored leaves and flowers. There are also leaves in it, like tulsi leaves, and flowers. So tulsi is also an important ingredient of Krishna's garland. This is what attracted the mind of the Kumaras, described in the 3rd canto. Tasyarvinda nayanasya padaravinda makaranda mishra kinjalka tulsi makaranda vayu kinjalka mishra makaranda vayu antargata savure chakarate shamshang shobham. So then these Kumaras, they got the fragrance of the tulsi mixed with the air, kinjalka mishra tulsi makaranda vayu, from the feet of Krishna. So there also it is described that this tulsi was actually in the garland, not that it was sticking to his feet. But although here it says Arvinda Nayana Padaravinda Kinjalki, but it was from the garland, and the air entered into their nostrils. Antargata Svevaraina Chakarate Shamshang Shobham Aksharjasham Apichitta Tanavo. So although they were fixed on the Akshara, on Brahman, there were transformation in their body. So they were also Atma Ramas, like the Hamsas, the swans. So that is also a description of one mala. And it has got Divya Gandha ya Tulsi. So this described by Tulsi, that the fragrance here, that it is having divine fragrance. The fragrance of Tulsi is not like fragrance of other flowers. Tasya madhuna mattai. So Tulsi, generally you don't see any honey on Tulsi, right? You don't see any bees circling around Tulsi. But here it is Divya. So therefore this Brahmara, these bees, they are intoxicated by the fragrance of this Tulsi leaves. So that's why I said it is Divya Gandha. So to have that smell, to experience, you have to have Divya nose. Like Krishna said, Divyam dadamite chaksham. He told Arjuna, you cannot see my form, I have to give you Divya chaksham. Right? Then only when Krishna gave him divine eyes, then he could see the Virat's Rupa. So this Tulsi fragrance can only be sensed if you have Divya sense of smell, not otherwise. So that's why it says Divya Gandha. So Alikulair Mattatvadeva Asankucha Vad Bhir Alaghu Geetam Uchchar Geetam. So then the Alikula, because they are intoxicated, these honeybees, therefore they have no inhibition. When you get intoxicated, then you lose all moral bounds. You can do whatever you like to do. So therefore it says asankucha. They had no inhibition. They were not worried. Somebody is going to say, oh, he is not singing well. Oh, he is out of tune. He doesn't know how to play kartal. Like this. Nothing. This kind of consideration you have only when you are not intoxicated. Once you are intoxicated, you are the best singer. Right? So therefore they were all intoxicated, all of them. So they had no inhibition in singing. And they are singing loudly, as loud as they can, because they know that they are the best of the singers. So therefore it says Alaghu Geetam Uchchair Geetam, very loudly. Nanucha Kamala Malati Nag Kesharadi Pushpani Eva Lokaha Susaurabhatvena Khyapyanti Natu Sarvato Mahatmyena Adhikam Api Tulsim. So now he raises one question, that what is this you are saying that these bees, they were intoxicated by the fragrance of Tulsi? He says this is never heard anywhere. This sounds a little too much of exaggeration. There is no such fragrance around Tulsi that bees come there. It says bees come to flowers, not to Tulsi. So you hear about lotus flowers, Malati flower, Nagakeshar flower, all these Mallika. So these are the various types of flowers where the bees come. And everybody knows that these flowers are very fragrant. Pushpani eva lokaha susaurabhatvena khyapyanti. Everybody talks about how nice is this jasmine, how nice is this lotus fragrance. You never hear how nice is Tulsi fragrance. So why it is mentioned here? He says, Natu sarvato mahatmena adhikam api Tulsi. He says, we know that Tulsi has got its importance, its glories more than anything else. That is understood. Nobody denies that. But that glory is not because of the fragrance. That glory because she is very dear to Krishna and she is associate of Krishna, and Krishna food offering, everything is done with Tulsi leaves, Tulsi garland. So that is understood. But there is no such thing known that Tulsi is fragrant, more fragrant than jasmine, etc. So why is it said like this? So then he answers that. He says, Uchyate, this is answered, Tulasyaha gandha kashin prakritai lokair grahiyo ati alpataraiv. He says that materialistic people or people in the material world, they do smell fragrance of Tulsi, but very, very little. They don't have the ability to sense the fragrance of Tulsi, because our senses are limited and their range of function in which they can sense is very limited. So there are certain sounds we can hear and others we cannot hear. Dogs can hear more than human beings. So similarly, certain fragrances we don't smell, although it is there. Just because we don't smell does not mean it's not there. So it is there, but our senses are not designed for that. But those who are aprakrita, those who are spiritual people, non-material people, or non-material beings, they can smell more than us. We also do smell. If you take a tulsi leaf, you also get smell, but not so much as say from jasmine or lotus or marigold or some other flowers. So the aprakritaka lokai, the transcendental people, they can sense more than us. And Bhagavad Vanmala Adhikari Bhringaistu Tatopi Adhika. And these bees who are circling around the garland of Bhagavan, they have even more ability to sense the tulsi fragrance, more than even devotees in spiritual world. So these bees therefore are not normal bees. They are big bees, not small bee. In English you have capital B and small b. So these are the capital bees. So therefore they have special sense to sense the fragrance. So that's why they have the adhikar to move around Krishna's garland. Ati asadharana sarvadhikatamastu Bhagavan nasika kai ek matra vedya. And more than these bees is the nose of Krishna. He can smell the fragrance of tulsi more than anyone else. That's why he likes it so much. So some people are allergic to some flowers, and some people like certain flowers, and some people can smell some flowers more than others. Right? Those people who do not eat onions can smell onion from very far away. Right? Or those who do not smoke can feel the smoke from a long distance. So, but those who smoke, they don't feel it like that. So here even on earth, the same object is sensed differently by different people. What to speak of people of different planets. So therefore Krishna, he has the maximum, most extraordinary sense of smell when it comes to smelling tulasi. So we don't know how much he relishes it. So dear to him. So Bhagavan Nasikai Ek Matra Vedya. So he says that it is only the nose of Bhagavan which can smell it, no one else. Anyatra Yogamaya Avarnat. For others, Yogamaya keeps it covered. So you cannot, so that it is meant only, tulsi is only for Krishna. So others cannot get it. Yaduktam Vaikuntha Varnane. So this is described in 3rd Canto, 15th chapter, when the Kumaras went there, then this description was there. Gandhe archite tulasi tulasika bharinena tasya yasmin tapa sumanaso bahumanayanti. He says that he is worshipped, Bhagavan has been worshipped there by the tulsi abharan, or ornaments made from tulsi like garland, etc. He is worshipped with that. And all other flowers, they give their respect to tulsi, that she has done some special tapasya to have this position. So there it is to show the greatness of tulsi and also its fragrance. Abhishtam iti. So then it says that when they were singing loudly, then what happened? Then Alikulaira Lagugitam Abhishtam Adriyan. So Krishna respected that. And then here he Sandhita Venu. And then to give respect to it, he plays his own flute to match the song of these bees. Venugānārambhe kena svarena geyamiti vicare sati tadaiva militanam bhramaranam jhankare vrittam sadhu sadhu bhramara esha eva svaro grihiyate iti adriyan sammanir. So then when Krishna thought which raga I should play, which note I should play, so he heard this jhankar or the humming of the bees, and then he said, yes, sadhu sadhu brahmar, that oh bees, well done, well done, so I will also play this note. And then giving respect to them, he put the flute on his lower lip, Sandhita Venu, Samyak Dhrita Venu, and then he played. Sandhanam sandha sa sanjata yasyati sandhitam itas pratyaya. So this is itach, like tarakita. It's a special pratyaya, tadhit pratyaya to make sandhita. So this is the explanation of the first sloka, which describes his beauty and the smell, fragrance of the tulsi flower. So then when the birds in the nearby lake, they heard it, because he must be near some lake, so then they all came out and stood next to him. Tada harimetya sarasah sakashat hari samipama agatya tam upasate. So they were either on the bank of the lake or they were inside, but they all came out or moved away and came near to Krishna. And tam upaste darshanam shravanam mananair abhajan. So they first saw him, they heard the flute sound, and they meditated on him. So in this way they are doing meditation on Krishna. So Leela Shravan, Leela Manan, or song. Milita Drusha iti Drimilnam Rasaswada Anubhava. So why are they closing their eyes? He said this is the Anubhav, because they are tasting the rasa of flute. Because this flute is like a Uddipana, and then they see Krishna there. So they are also devotees, so their sthai bhav manifests into rasa, and then there is Anubhav. So he says this is the Anubhav of Rasaswada, because they are tasting the rasa of their devotion. That shows that they close their eyes. So then, next two slokas. Sahabala Bhāgavatam savilasa sanushukshitimhrito vrajadevyaha harshayan yarhi venuravena jata harsha parambhati vishvam महदति क्रमण शंकित चेता मंद मंद मनुगर्जति मेघा सुहृदमभ्यवर्षत सुमनोभिश्छाया च विदधत प्रतपत्रम्. So Krishna is along with Balaram, Sahabala, and he is Sragavatam Savilasa. So he is dressed, or he is put on the earrings made from the flowers. And Sanushu Kshiti Bhrito Vrajadevya. He is on the top of the mountain. Which mountain is not mentioned here. O Vrajdevis, Harshayan Yarhi Venu Revena. And then out of happiness, he plays on his flute, and Jata Harsham Uparambhati Vishwam. And that creates happiness for everybody, so he fills the whole world with happiness. And Mahadati Kramana Shankita Cheta Mandam Mandam Anugarjati Mega. So now the cloud, because he is already on top of the mountain, clouds are not too far away from there. So the clouds hear the sound of the flute and they were moving, but when they heard the playing of his flute, they got little scared that we should not commit any offense to go over him. Jumping on some important person's head, it's not considered as good. So therefore they stopped, and because Krishna was playing flute, so they also did not want to make loud rumbling sound. Clouds make sound. So therefore mandam mandam, very in the low volume sound, and anugarjati. So they are also trying to match with Krishna's flute, giving some kind of beat to him. And Sruhidam Abhyavarshat. And they think that Krishna is their friend because he is also same color. Right? He is called Meghasyam. And these are the Megha. Megha is cloud. Meghasyam means blackish like the clouds. Meghaiva Syam. And there is a lightning in the clouds. And Krishna also has yellow dress like lightning. So they think they belong to his group. So therefore they are showering flowers. Abhyavarshat Sumanobhi. And they are making shade over his head because he is not down, he is not under a tree, he is on the top. So they Vidadhat Pratapatram. So they became like an umbrella for him to cover him from the sun rays. So umbrella is called Atapatra. Atapa means sun rays. Tapa means heat, they heat up. And that which protects you is called Atapatra. So therefore this is Pratapatram. So Krishna is playing flute out of happiness. Jata Harsham. He is very happy. Everything is nice. Cows are grazing, friends, good weather. And because he is happy, so he is distributing his happiness to others. And you can only distribute happiness if you yourself are happy. People many times want to do good to others, but they themselves are in trouble. Right? So you talk to them privately, there is not much going on with them. So therefore Jiva Goswami writes this nice sloka. He says, Kripalo asmarthasya dukkhaiva kripaluta. He says if somebody is being gracious, kripalu, but he is actually not capable of it, then his grace is only going to cause trouble, bring suffering. But if he is samartha, kripalo samarthasya tu sukhayeva kripaluta. But if he is capable, then his grace will bring happiness to others. So Krishna here is Jata Harsham. He is on the top of the mountain and he is having very beautiful dress decorated, especially avatansa. Avatansa is generally used for the earrings. can also mean other ornaments, and it is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad means garland. Either he is making the garland like his earrings, he is lifting his garland and putting it around his ears. We don't know what he is doing. But the word says Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam means earrings of garland, or putting the garland on his head. And when you are happy, you do these types of things. So Sanusuk Kshitibhrita. So the mountain is called Kshitibhrita, which maintains the earth. So it is believed that these mountains, they keep balance of the earth. They are important. So that's why now you cut the mountains, break the, so then you get all types of trouble, earthquakes. So mountain therefore are called Kshitibhrita, and certainly Govardhan is the Giriraj, he is the king of the mountains. So Krishna is very happy being there, because Giriraj is also called Haridas Varaya, best of the devotees. So now let's see if there is another Kamutya coming here for the cloud. So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti says, Bhumisthanam Anandam Anuvarnaya Akashasthanam Jadanam api Venunad Hetukam Tam Varnayanti. So he says, first the gopis have described the happiness, the bliss, the pleasure experienced by living beings, movable, immovable, birds, animals, creepers, rivers on the earth. And now he describes of objects which are in the sky, Akash, even which are inert, Jada. It's interesting actually, the word Jada means inert, but in Sanskrit, Dalyor, Ralyor, Akyam. Da and La can be exchanged, so Jada will become Jala. So Jalanam api can also be. Clouds have water. Clouds is nothing but water. So Jadanam api Venunad Hetukam Tam Varnayati. So he describes the happiness, the ananda experienced by the clouds because of Krishna's Venunad, sound of his flute. Sahabala Sahachar Sanya Sahita. So he says here the word Sahabala along with Balram. So he says Balram is not just Balram, but it is indicative of his other friends also. That other friends were also there. So they are all together on the top of the mountain playing. There must be some little flat area there where they are sitting and playing. Shragbhi Choda Vaksasthala Vartani Bhi Avtansabhyam Karna Vartanibhyam Cha Vilasa Shobha Yasya Sa. So Shraga Avtansa Vilasa. So Vilasa here means beauty. That he is beauty because of his garland, Shragabhi, which is on his head, on his chest, and he is using plural, so that he means he has more than one garland. So this garland is also being like Avtansa, like Karna Vartanibhyam. That is also like his earring. So he is looking very beautiful with that. Sanushu Girir Nitambeshu Sthita. So he is Giri Nitamba is calling it like Nitamba is I think more like a valley, not the top. I thought Sanu means top, but he is translating it at Nitamba, which means down. not top. So sthita swam venu ravena jata harsham. So why is he happy? He is happy by his flute. He is playing the flute and he is feeling very happy by that. And as we saw earlier, his friends were also singing and praising him. Upagiyamana Charita. So he is in good mood. And therefore Vishwam Harshayan. So Vishwam means world, universe, or Vishwam means everyone. Both meaning. So making everybody happy. Harshetum yada uprambhati. So uprambhati means to fill up, but he is having another meaning. He says Rali or Akyad. So he is making Ra as La. So then it becomes Uplambhati. So Rali or Akyad Antarbhavit Nayarthatvacha. And he takes this Uplambhati as Uplambhayati. Means he makes, Krishna makes his. Venu Ravam Uplambhayati Ashwadayati Tirtha. Means he is making everyone else taste the sound of his flute. That is the meaning he is taking Uprambha. So it is Rab Dhatu, Rab Rabhasya Numagam. Like you get the word Arambha. Although in Parasmepad there is no Num, but he has made it. Cannot stop. So Atra Krishnasya Giri Nitamba Varti Meghatve Sragavatansanam Valakaratvam Pitambarasya Vidyutvam Venuravasya Vrishamana Sudharasa Saratvam Gamyam. So he is making some kind of simile between Krishna and the clouds. Why is that? Because in the cloud, it is mentioned here in the sloka that Suhridam Abhyavarshat. That the clouds are treating Krishna like their friend, Suhit. So why there is friendship between them? Because friendship is generally between people who are of same nature, same type, right? Saman, Swabhav. So therefore he makes some kind of comparison that Krishna, Atra Krishnasya Giri Nitamba Varti Meghatve. Somehow he is using the word Nitamba, but then it seems to me that he is on the top of the mountain, because Krishna is like the cloud, because clouds are up in the sky. And if he is on the mountain, then he is also high, like the cloud. So that is one thing. And of course we know that his color is like cloud. So Krishna is having his bodily hue like the cloud, and then he is on the top of the mountain like the cloud up. So there is a similarity. And Sragavatansanam Valakaratvam. So the clouds are in the sky, and in the sky there are sometimes birds, especially in the rainy season, the clouds they are flying. So the Krishna's garland, which is made, he has made into like earrings, which is white in color. So they are like the Valaka, like this white bird which flies in the sky. So like you see the cloud, and then under the cloud you see white birds. So he is also appearing like that. And then there is a lightning in the clouds, which is yellowish in color. So Krishna is also having his pitambar, his yellow dress. So that is the lightning. And then clouds also make sound. So Krishna is making the flute sound. And clouds, they bring water So water is also called Sudha. Water has got many names in Sanskrit. Amritam, Jalam, Jivanam, Sudha. This. So Krishna is also raining nectar in the form of flute song. And he is giving happiness to everybody. So therefore there is similarity between the clouds and Krishna. When it is hot and everybody is suffering from the heat, there is no AC, or even if AC is there, there is no electricity. Right? Then the clouds come and bring rain, so you feel relief. So the clouds, they bring happiness to people who are suffering from heat. And Krishna also gives happiness to people who are suffering from material heat. Suffering, the heat of material suffering, that is also called tapa. In Sanskrit the word tapa means suffering and tapa means heat. Because heat is suffering, especially in India. If you are in North Pole or somewhere, maybe heat is welcome. But in a hot country, heat is suffering. So therefore, three types of miseries are called tritapa. Right? So tapa is a synonym for suffering, although literally it means just heat. So in English you have temperature, papa, tapamana. So it's similar root. So he is also doing welfare to people. The clouds do welfare to humanity. They bring also water. Water is available because of the clouds. So Krishna is also giving his grace to everyone. So therefore he says that Rishamana Sudhara Saratvam Gamyam. So that's why they are Sruhit. There's oneness then. Tada megha akasastham mahadati kramena mahata sataha sakashad atishreshthasya Krishna meghasya atikramana shankita chitta. So then they are saying that the clouds, they did not want to transgress him. Mahadatikrama. So Mahadatikrama, again it has two meanings. Mahadatikrama means to offend a great person. And Atikrama means also to go over somebody physically. Kram means Kramu Padvikshepa, to move, like Trivikrama. So their clouds are moving, so they don't want to move over him. And in that way, transgress him who is a Mahat. He is a big cloud. He is a better cloud than them. Right? Among the human beings, you respect some person who is a respectable human being. So among clouds, he is the Krishna Megha. So Krishna Meghasya Atikramana Shankita Chitta. So they are very inhibited in their chitta, in their heart, to not cause any offense to this great cloud called Krishna. So that's the meaning, that Mandam Mandam Anugarjita Megha. So they're making a very low sound, not causing disturbance. Mandam Mandam Anugarjati Venu Ravasya Anukulyaneva Na Pratikulyam. So this sound which clouds are making, that is favorable to his flute song, not against it. Means it is matching the sound of his flute, so that not causing disturbance. If you are playing music and somebody comes and starts playing in another which is not in harmony with you, then it will be a disturbance. So they are not doing that. Rather they are adding to it supportive music. Natu pratikulyam. Sruhidam Vishvarti Harnam Karma Varnadi Samyat Sakhayam Sumano. So why he is called Sruhida, friend? Because there is a similarity between their activities and in their color. So Krishna is having same color as the cloud, or the cloud having same color as Krishna, whichever way. And their activities that they do welfare to the world. So clouds help by taking away the suffering of the people, by supplying water. Water is life. Without water there is no life. That's why they are searching life on other planets by seeing if there is water there or not. Right? If water is there, means there is life.
Jal hai Jiva.
Yes. So clouds give water, so they are giving life. And Krishna is also giving life. So therefore there is similarity. That's why they are friends. And Sumano bhi Sukshma Pushpatullair Himkanai Abhiparita. So then they are showering rain, Surya Tapatapa Nivrityartham Abhyavarshat. So there's description that they are sending flowers. So he is explaining here that there is no flower coming here. Flower for the cloud is the water drops. Water drops are called Megha Pushpa in Sanskrit. The water drops which fall from the cloud are also called Megha Pushpa, which means flower of the clouds. And flower, if it stays on the tree, after some time it drops down. So therefore they are dropping down like that. But they are dropping on Krishna's head. So therefore he says these are like small flowers. Some trees have big flowers, some have small, like Parijata flower is very small. Although the tree can be big, but the flower is very small. So he says, Sukshma Pushpatullair Himkana. He says these water drops, and if it freezes, then like white flower falling down. Sometimes it happens like you get this, what you call?
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes, but also this hailstorm, hails. So these hails, why they are called hails? Because they are saying, Hail Krishna, Hail Krishna. Right? You say Hail Mary in the Christianity. So that's why they are called hail. See, here it is described. And they are like water. Bhāgavatam is saying. So Sukshma Pushpatullair Himkana Viparita. But I think Jiva Goswami says that actually it is the devas who are above the clouds. They are not seen and they are showering flowers. So the flowers are actually being showered by the devas, but because they are not visible, they are above the clouds. So it looks like as if the clouds are showering the flowers. And Pratapat Atapat Trayata iti Pratapatram Swachaya Kurvan. And they are giving shade to Krishna because he is on the top of the mountain. So there is direct sunlight. So the clouds are covering his head and thus protecting him from the heat of the sun. So this is the end of this couplet. If there is any question, otherwise we'll stop. Yeah. Purushottam ji.
Yes, interesting that when Krishna is taking the birth, it is also explained here that Manda Manda Jaladhara Jagajur Anushagaram. It is on 3.7.
3.7 of this chapter?
And 10th canto, 3rd chapter, 7th verse.
Okay. We are going back.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there also it was described that clouds were bringing rain. Yes.
Is the reason why the bee colored black and yellow because it matches Krishna black and then Krishna's yellow dress?
Yes. Because bees are also friendly with Krishna, like the cloud. This will come in Bhramar Geet. There's a whole song about the bees. Bees are very important part of Krishna Lila.
I was also curious about the bees. So they were described as being the adhikari.
Small b, capital B. Which one?
The capital one.
Okay.
So they were described as the adhikari of Krishna's flower garden. What does it mean? That they
Means
have the
to
right?
show the greatness of his flower, that if you see bees around, circling around, it must be fragrant. And that's the beauty. And that shows that these flowers have honey in them, because bees go for honey. Honey means that, what you call parag? That, yeah.
But this word adhikari, what does it mean? Yes, it's something like that they have the eligibility, or that is their right, or that they have the monopoly.
Qualified. Yeah, they're qualified. Because he said that they can smell. He was talking about the smell. Says human beings or Laukik Jana, they can get little smell of Tulsi. A Laukik get more, and bees get even more, and then Krishna more. And that's how it's.
And if I may ask a technical question here? Okay, so when he speaks about this uparambhati, and then says this means upalambhayati, then he says that inside this activity there is the causative sense is included in it, and therefore it means to cause, to attain. This step I couldn't follow. Why is that?
Means he's saying that this uparambhayati, he makes it as upalambhayati. And then he's taking that this upalambhayati has to be seen as upalambhayati with a niche. Because he wants to give the sense that he's making everyone happy. So to bring that sense, he's saying that you have to consider it as if it has a niche in it. It's not there, but he's commenting like that. The form, by seeing it, you don't see any niche in it.
Yeah, I thought he would mean that it is somehow included in the meaning of the activity.
That's what I'm
itself,
saying, that it's like they say sometimes that this word should be seen like this. That although it is Shashti Bhakti, it should be seen as Dutiya. Right? Karmani Shashti. So here also it is to be seen as a niche, although it is not a niche. That's what he means.
I see. So this activity doesn't inherently have it inside, but it's to be seen, to give the meaning that he's intending.
Means this upalambhayati has to be seen as upalambhayati. That's what he means. That's all he's saying. Okay, Bhadra.
Pranams, Babaji. Is it correct to assume that if Krishna appeared in other part that is not Vrindavan and he plays his flute, the unsentient beings will react in the same way as in Vrindavan, as described in the verses?
Well, the question is very hypothetical because he doesn't go out of Vrindavan.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.